getting it closer to your face.
Okay.
How are you?
Why are you whispering?
I felt like it. I was trying something new.
Oh, it didn't work. Hey, how you doing?
Why are you loud?
We're back.
We're back. It's been so bad. Honestly.
Not really.
I feel really victimized by my own self right now.
So what happened?
I got strep throat. I'm a toddler.
I mean, you really are a toddler.
You got strep throat too.
Yeah, 2 toddlers strapped up.
Well, I gave it to you.
So
Because I'm like, hey, let's record a podcast.
Can you not breathe in my face, please? Low.
You want me to do it again? Hello.
Nah, I said
Jeffrey.
low. Yeah, that wasn't good.
I think it was worse for me.
But you had laryngitis too. Or
I had laryngitis.
Yeah.
I had strep throat. I got the lupus. I thought, can I be honest though? The whole time I had strep throat, I literally thought it was lupus. It's like, it's Florida. It's getting cold. My lupus is acting up. Oh no, Christy, that's strep throat.
Yeah, for real. But we are back.
Antibioticed up.
Yes.
I'm feeling good now.
Good.
Today I wore makeup and earrings and planned an outfit and work to work.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, I didn't hobo it the whole way. I had to work from home last week for a day.
Don't.
I hate it. I hate working from home.
I don't think
you know how you talked about your ADD?
Yeah.
I think when I work from home, I don't know if you'd call it ADD because I could totally become hyper-focused on anything but work.
Right.
But it's like, I've got glitter in the corner. I want to create something pretty. And then I'm like talking about cars.
Right.
It becomes very difficult for me and I don't like it at all.
Yeah. I don't have that issue right there.
And time goes slow. But if I'm at work, like I can have spreadsheets on every screen and my glasses on. And the next thing I know, I look up, it's 2:00. There's no difference beyond location.
Right.
But I don't know what it is. When I'm at home, I hate it. And then I'm miserable. And it almost reminds me to the time when I was a stay-at-home mom. I'm not a good stay-at-home mom. Like, I love my babies, and I'm grateful for the time that I got to stay home with them. I really am.
But
I was also in a big depression. I was very sad the whole time. And I felt like a failure.
why?
Why did I feel like a failure?
Yeah.
I felt like I need to see things completed. I'm a Virgo. I'm a perfectionist. I like to see things done in a certain timetable. And as a stay-at-home mom, those women are very special women who can go with the flow and like your kid's right on the wall and you be like, that's cool, you're a kid, I'll clean it. But what happens to me is like, how in the world would you write on the wall? I'm now going to have to paint the wall to cover it. But since I'm going to paint the wall, that means I need new furniture and should probably redo the whole thing, which then turns into a thing. So nothing is ever completed.
Yeah, I don't have that issue at all.
And then like...
at all.
You know, like kids are a process.
How they're a process?
They're like, well, I got one that's 22, one that's 18, and one that's 11. They ain't done yet. They ain't done cooking. So, like, you still have to, like, work with them each day. You see nothing. They don't get complete. They're not done. I see
what you're saying. I like process.
So, when you're a mom and you're a stay-at-home mom, and then, like, there's always laundry. There's always food. There's always stuff to do.
Right.
And when I work, and I'm working, like, 50 hours a week, I'm like, of course I didn't get that done. I was working 50 hours a week.
Right.
And then I have a paycheck to show for those 50 hours.
That's already spent.
Rather than like the undying love of children that I can't see in that moment. I sounded so shallow, but I meant every word.
I know you did.
I didn't mean it mean.
I didn't say you meant it mean, but I know you meant it.
I did mean it. Don't judge me, people.
Mean. I'm sorry. Wow.
Rude.
So it's so fun. Let me tell you. You know, we didn't do that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt weird because I've always said, I'm not a podcaster. I'm not a podcaster, you know. And then all of a sudden, we didn't upload and I said, I'm a podcaster who don't have a podcast.
I know.
And that's
You know what happened?
get better, Christy.
You were 6'2".
I mean, honestly, I was.
Because you still kind of sound like you could break out in like Betty Davis eyes in any moment.
Betty Davis eyes.
And he'll tease you.
Okay, yeah.
Listen. Don't make me go.
That's it. I mean, you sure went. But no.
Look, I walked away from the microphone to get my drink.
Whoa, Nelly.
That could be a Coke Zero like commercial.
I know for real.
All we need to do to hear someone drink is to put me on AirPods.
Oh my goodness. You would think that she swallowing Lake Erie.
I swallow loud.
What is that?
I don't know why I do that.
I mean, either. But whatever.
So let me touch base on a few things that's happened in the past
Okay, let's touch base on a few things.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Our last podcast was about you having ADD.
Yes.
You've traumatized half our audience.
Did I really?
Yeah.
How?
You should start reading emails.
I mean, I don't. That's your.
I'll put it on your phone.
Yeah. What?
People think that they have ADD because of you. They're like, "Oh my God, I'm that way. I'm going
sorry.
to the doctor."
I'm sorry.
Literally, I'm not joking. Like a true number is 19.
19.
People have said, "Oh my gosh, I think I have ADD."
Embrace it.
First of all, it's nerve-wracking. Coke Zero commercial. It's nerve-wracking for people. When they think that they're just like kitschy. You know what I mean? When they think they're just being kitschy. Don't burp on the pod.
I didn't burp on the pod. They didn't hear it. You announced it. They literally did not hear it.
They probably did.
I mean, they didn't.
Back it up. Listen to it. He burped on the pod.
No. Anyway. But,
I'm a lady. I don't do that.
Okay, we're going to move on. But, I didn't mean to traumatize anybody.
Of course not.
I really didn't.
Of course not.
Right. But it serves me well. I mean, not the
My
traumatizer.
ADD has worked out for me.
I mean, listen, it's the struggle is real with it also now.
Well, but it's a thing. People were like, "Who?" So that happened.
Okay.
But then you did something on, I don't know what day it was. No, first. Then we had Halloween.
Yes.
We haven't had a podcast since Halloween.
I thought the Halloween was
No.
the ADD, then it was Halloween?
It was
extra
ADD,
episode?
then Halloween.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
We recorded on
That's
Halloween.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha.
But we had the Halloween party.
Right.
Halloween party was good, right?
Yep.
Worked out well. It wasn't lupus, why I felt bad. It was strep throat.
Yep.
Thank you to all the guests who came. Congratulations on not catching my disease. Round of applause for the real MVPs. I didn't give strep throat to anyone.
Right.
My kitchen is clean.
Yep.
Thank you. Had some great trick-or-treaters. Kids had fun. Mm-hmm. Everything worked out well.
Right.
Beyond my health.
Exactly. It did.
Monday you had choir rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, I was dying. I did not go to your choir rehearsal.
No.
Remember?
Yep. You didn't go?
No, I was sick. Thursday or Friday, I don't know. One day you conducted a thing for
Seminole County High School Honor Choir.
Yes, all of those.
At Lake Brantley High School.
And me and my baby
went to it.
Went and saw you. Mm-hmm. Fantastic job, sir.
Thank you.
Fantastic job.
The kids were well prepared. So shout out to all the teachers that prepared their kids. They were well prepared musically and they behaved very well. So it was fun.
It was cute.
Made my job easier.
And it made it not bad for me.
No, we should have done a podcast right there on site. Yep.
No.
Well, okay. That was a great idea.
There was too many people. It was annoying.
Well, that's how.
No, that's how, I mean, like, annoying for a podcast. Because you'd have to be like, shh, shh, shh. And then people would talk. No.
Well, I think people, hey, shout out if you want us to do like a podcast live.
Shout out.
I mean, that's the wrong thing to say, shout out.
I mean, not in 1985.
You know, I'm not often left speechless. And I'm not now. Watch your mouth.
Oh. Again, when I wish it was video.
Yeah.
So they could see me watching my mouth.
Boom.
Anyway, you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
If you go to our Instagram, there is a video because I didn't feel like posting anything else, and that was all I had. Like, honestly, you ever get to where your effort level's low?
Oh, yes.
Yep, that was it.
Okay.
That I was like, I need to post something. Then I was like, I'll post this video of you dancing. And then me and Daniel Jackson, hey, how you doing? I'm saying your name.
What's up, DJ?
Out loud, Daniel Jackson, sir. How dare you only give me sidewalk cred for knowing what the song Tuba was and that it was Michael Barrett was the arranger person. I knew that information off my head. I didn't Google it. I didn't go look at the program. The program was here when I gave him a comment.
Tuba.
It was Tuba.
Tuba.
Okay, it's spelled Tuba.
Tuba.
Please stop. Anyway, he asked a question to you.
Okay.
You didn't answer in a timely fashion.
Didn't see it.
Sure you didn't. But guess what? Christy Greenberg did and knew the answer. And I was like, Alex, for 2000, I got this.
Alex, Trebek. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
oh, God rest his soul.
I mean, for real.
He died of pancreatic cancer. Did you know that?
Yes.
But he lived a long time to have pancreatic cancer.
Yes.
That was really sad, though.
Yes.
Anyway, rest in peace, Alex Trebek. But I answered the question.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it right. And then he told me I should know it because my kids were in choir. I'm sorry. Let's go get some choir moms out there. How many of you can hear a song that's like, oh, chula it's not English. It's not English. It's not English. I also knew who the arranger was.
Why you getting so pumped up?
Because he did not give me my actual credentials I should have. I knew this information.
Oh, brother.
He gave me sidewalk cred.
Daniel,
you know what?
Daniel,
I got interstate cred.
Daniel,
that's what I got.
Daniel, she don't snap. Please give her the full credit. This is ridiculous.
Are you not impressed I knew it?
Yeah.
And the arranger person?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it arranger?
I don't know.
It says ARR dot.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You don't know, doctor?
It takes a whole lot to embarrass me, and that ain't it.
I wasn't even trying to embarrass you. I was trying to question your musical status.
Oh.
If I was going to embarrass you, I would do that like in photos.
Whatever.
I don't think I have that many. Well, no, I got one. Most of them are going like this.
They can't see.
Oh.
It's a podcast, not a video
again, where I need like a video element to this.
We do like this. No one sees you.
That was funny though.
Yeah.
So that happened, but that was great.
Yeah.
That was good. You did fantastic. Kids did fantastic. I drove at night by myself a way I didn't know how I was going.
Mm-hmm.
And how much do I hate that?
You hate it a lot.
And how good did I do?
I mean, you did okay.
I mean, yeah, I missed like 2 turns, but I didn't freak out.
Right.
And I got home.
No, you was fine. You did fine.
Yeah. I have like a nighttime driving anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Driver, please take me where I need to go.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the way I like to travel. I mean, are you hungry?
No. Not at all.
Listen, I could eat.
Well.
Your stomach growled and I'm like, I could eat.
Yeah, no.
Then, what happened Saturday?
I went out of town.
Oh, you went out of town.
Yeah.
And it was great and bad.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you. It was great and bad.
Oh, okay.
Your baby girl was sick, but she didn't have the strep.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
It says that flu going around in Tallahassee is nothing to play with.
Did it end up being the flu?
No, but it was well on its way. You know, then was able to get caught up with some friends and check on my daughter. And
you missed a chunk.
Back.
You missed a chunk of that to tell people. So he went to Tallahassee to see his daughter. The day that he's on his way up there, she calls him and is like, hey, when are you going to be here? Like, he's driving.
So let me tell you my story.
Okay.
Since literally it's mine.
Well, you missed a big chunk. People don't know what you're talking about.
No, they said yes, they all read my mind. I went to Tallahassee to go see my daughter. Just spend some time with her. Got there, she was sick, so just made sure she had her medicine and was kind of taking care of her. Then slipped away, saw some of the FSU football game. So I went with a couple of my friends, and so we kind of get caught up real quick. Went back to her dorm and checked on her, hung out with her for a little while. Took her I got her some stuff to take care of her. So it was just good just to connect. Then went to sleep. Got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, got in my car and drove to my church job, and the day was there.
How's she doing now?
The church job was doing fine.
How is your daughter doing now?
She's fine. She is fine. She's
good.
a lot better.
So we're recording this on a Tuesday. This launches tomorrow. So, and this was on Saturday.
Yeah.
So she's doing a lot better now. But, I mean, that was pitiful.
Yeah.
Because you called me on the way and was like, you won't believe it.
Yeah.
Which I felt bad for him because, well, the one thing I was like, well, if it's strep, you're on antibiotic, you're protected.
Yeah.
But, and you're still feeling fine, right?
Yeah. I'm
like,
fine.
I mean, like, you're not feeling flu-y.
No.
So, I would say that you're good to, I hope you are. Give me something and see what happens.
Yeah.
So that was good. So, you went and did your church job.
Right.
And you're going to go do your church job. And then we had these big plans to go to Epcot.
Right.
Because I wanted to go. And it was supposed to be really pretty. We're in Orlando, Florida. And it has been like a high of 71 and a low of 52 for like what, 8 days?
Yeah.
Something like that. And I was like, let's go to Epcot because we can walk around and we won't want to die. And he's like, okay. But
one day we're going to do a podcast on location.
I have to bring like a mic though. Because like the 2 recordings that we have from there, it sounds completely garbage. And I don't know if I could edit it out.
Because of the wind and all that stuff?
Yeah. And then like people walking by that are just obnoxious. But
can't believe humans.
No, I mean, you know the people. Not the people who are being normal.
Right.
Like the non-normal loud people.
Mm-hmm.
Who can tell that you're doing something so they walk towards you.
Right.
Anyway, but so then I had to be a mom.
Oh, yeah.
You gave me a sideways look.
Like to who? What happened?
To my child.
Yeah.
So then there was drama at my house. So Epcot didn't get to happen.
You had to tend to your chilling.
Anyway, so that has been handled.
Yep.
Praise the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Being a parent never stops.
Mm-mm.
Never.
Never.
You know, I tell you what, when my mama told me that when you have a baby, you committed for 18 years, Nancy, you lied. You still committed to me to this day.
For real.
And I'm 44. Maybe when she told me that I was 18, so that's what she thought.
True.
So, in all honesty, you had to take care of a baby that's 22. That's past the 18-year mark.
We'll be.
Nancy, you lied.
Yeah.
I got a 22-year-old. I had to take care of him today.
Yeah.
I've got an 18-year-old. Had to take care of. And then Jacoby, which legally is obligated. But then my mama today, at 44, she had to take care of me a little bit. Shout out, Nancy. Thank you. Love you. You made me laugh today.
Yeah, thank you.
She made you laugh today, too.
Yeah, she did. That was funny.
She was funny. Come on, Zorro.
For real. That was good.
If you all see a meme and the last line says, "What's for dinner, Zorro?" My mom sent me that today. First of all, I never thought my mom would ever send me that.
No, for real.
And then that she did. It was hilarious. It was hilarious on its own right. But then it was even more hilarious. If you want to know what it is, DM me. I'll send you the screenshot. It was Hilarious.
Oh, brother.
Anyway, okay. So, is there anything in particular you want to talk about today?
No, just catching up on the weekend, figure out what's going on, and we just sorry that we couldn't podcast. That's the thing about it. But we're back on it, so.
Did you see me just pick up a stack of note cards?
Yeah, I don't know what it's for. I know it's one of your classes.
No, no. Okay. And I made notes.
Okay.
Because there's been a few things that have hit me over the time of not podcasting and not being able to talk because my throat hurt so bad. Don't make it to where I can't talk and lose my voice. It makes me want to talk more.
You're right.
Then I go to note cards.
You're right.
You hear them? That's the sound of note cards flipping. Thank you very much. What is that people do where they like scratch things and stuff like AMSR?
I have no idea.
That sound crap. And people like chew in the phone.
Don't know what it is.
I hate it all. Like, are you demonstrating it right now? Or was that like just funny?
No, I was just taking a sip.
Oh, he just took a drink of his drink. And I was like, are you demonstrating what I'm talking about? What are you doing? But like that thing. But they do it loud.
Really? No.
Anyway. So one thing, there was a thing that hit me today. Or maybe it was yesterday. But I wanted to say to you, as I said on Sunday, I had to parent and it affected my day. In that moment, any parents or kids, I know we got kids that listen to this. You got a lot of students that listen to this. I read the comments. I get the emails. Hear me, kids. Hear me clearly right now. As a parent, when we tell you something and say, hey, you really might want to think about this or look at this or this, it's not to ruin your fun.
Right.
It's not to ruin your life. And let me give you an example. Right now, I'm going to New York City. Let's pretend I'm going to New York City.
Okay.
You're following me tomorrow.
I'm following you to New York.
Right. Tomorrow. Okay. You're my kid. You're following me tomorrow to New York.
Gotcha.
I get to New York. I text you and say, hey, when you get through Georgia, don't go the way of Atlanta. They're doing construction on I-95. You need to get on the 495 and go completely around it.
Okay.
You're like, okay, cool. Right. And then I say, when you go through South Carolina, there is some of the best tacos on the border. You really need to pull over there and get some tacos. You're going to love it.
Right.
When you get into D.C., there's a lot of protests going on. But I'll tell you, you'll probably find it really interesting because you're into politics. Go straight through. Look at it. It might take you a little bit more time, but enjoy that process to go through it and see it. Don't rush because you're going to enjoy it.
Right.
When you get into New York, this is the hotel that we're staying at. We're not going to be there at that moment. But here's your reservation number and here's the place.
Okay.
This is where I'm going to be.
Okay.
You're not going to say, why in the world are you telling me to not go 400? I want to go this way. That's the way I want to go. Why? Because you're going to say thank you, right? Don't go this way. There's traffic. It's really bad. You want to avoid it. I just went that way. They're going to say thanks.
Right.
Thanks for letting me avoid the traffic.
Right.
We all have Waze or the map app, right? And then, hey, I think you'll really like this. Go here and try it. You're not going to be like, I hate tacos and you know it.
Right.
When actually we all know you love it.
Right.
You'd be like, oh, thanks. Thanks for showing me that. Thanks for showing me this way. It's something I enjoy. It's something I like to do.
Right.
You're not going to yell at me for it.
Right.
And then this is where I'm at. Take some time. Go through here. Enjoy it.
Right.
Kids, your parents aren't here. At least if they're of any caliber. And you know if your parents are of any caliber or not. There's garbage parents out there all day, every day. There are.
Yeah.
There's garbage parents. They might choose to be garbage. They might have things in their life where they happen to be garbage and don't mean to be.
Right.
But I believe, statistically speaking, most parents are not garbage. They love their kids. And they really want what's best for them. They really do.
Yeah.
Kids, think about it. We've went down a road. We've went through some garbage. We've paved the way. Honest to God, we're really trying to help you. Like, we're trying to help you. That's all we're trying to do. It's not mean. It's not vindictive. And if you want to get through to us, talk to us in a way that we can hear you. And what I mean by that is literally say, Mom, this is what I want, and this is why I want it. Or, Dad, this is what I want, this is why I want it. At that point, if you just tell me, 99% of the time, I can tell you back. It might not be that day.
Mm-hmm.
I might need a minute.
Right.
But I was a kid. I had parents. I had parents that told me things and I thought that they were dumb. I understand what it's like. Just, I wish someone would have told me point blank, the way I'm telling you right now, your parents already went down this road. And I'm telling you, the road that my parents went down is completely different than the road I went down. I've been divorced. I've raised kids as a single mom. My parents didn't do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm talking to my kids, it's a different place than where my own parents were coming from. I think we live in a different generation right now to where we as parents have kind of been in the trenches with the kids. And I think like these people who's got like 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds,
Mm-hmm.
it is such a prime time for them right now. Because I almost feel like even where Jacoby's concerned, he's 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I relate more than I ever did to my 18 and 22-year-old.
Right.
Because when he tells me the problems he's going through, it's almost like it has mirrored me. Like I see it in the news.
Mm-hmm.
I see the struggle he has. You know, he told me, I asked him, I said, does it bother you I don't let you have a phone? I do not let him have a phone. He did have a phone at one point when he was like in 4th grade. I understand there's 2nd graders that have phones. And I looked at the phone. I saw messages, nothing bad. Like there wasn't nothing like, you know, call 911.
Right.
But it was like, you're a butthole and I'm not going to let you be my friend anymore. No.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Well, you got to protect your kids from
Look,
that kind of
well,
stuff.
I need to protect other kids from my kid, and I need to protect my kid from other kids.
I mean,
A phone, and that's what I mean. Like, my kid ain't perfect
Right.
by any mean shape of the imagination. None of them.
Mm-hmm.
But, sorry, Karen, your kid isn't either.
Right.
And I'm going to protect my baby from you too. A phone, to me, especially at that age, is super dangerous.
Right.
I'm 44 years old and I have a timer on my phone for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Because at 44 years old, I can lose too much time.
Right.
At 44 years old, well, not 44, because I've only been 44 for a minute. But at 43 years old, I've had my feelings hurt on Facebook.
Yeah.
If my feelings are hurt at 43 by some trifling ass hag, how in the world is a 11-year-old going to be held in a little safe
standard.
bubble?
Right.
He's not.
So you got to protect it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if I don't protect him, who's going to?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to look at every message? Am I going to? I like to think that I would. But then guess what's going to happen? I'm going to have to work late. He's going to have something. And then the next thing I know, I'm going to be mad because I find text messages from 2 weeks later. And then we're like, oh, why did you do this? And then I'm yelling at him for something that he did 2 weeks ago.
Right.
That they have already resolved, but I didn't like the behavior. Then I take the phone away from, it just like loses. So he said to me, I said, are you the only one without the phone? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, do you care? And he goes, no.
Good.
He told me no.
Good for him.
And I was like, well, I mean, not good for him, bad for him. And I was like, why? And he said, so many people are fighting over their phones and I don't even have one. I can't even be involved.
And again, that's what I said. It's good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
you know what I'm saying?
good.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, not like he made the choice.
Well,
I'm saying parents, choose it for your kid.
right.
Why are we putting them in situations where they need to be grown before they even have a chin hair? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you haven't hit puberty. Why are we fighting? Like, why are these conversations happening?
I mean, really. Stay a kid as long as you can. Have fun as long as you can.
Well, I mean, you were a
when you
high
get
school
grown-
teacher.
Huh?
You were a high school teacher.
Yeah. And the thing about it is you tell your students just to be a kid as long as you can be a kid. Granted, there's some situations where they have to grow up fast because everyone's home situation is different. But at that point in time, you remind them in your classroom that you can be a kid, a child for this moment. When you go back out of, once you leave the classroom, your reality is there. Whatever issues you're going through is going to be right there. But what the classroom environment should do is to inspire you to tackle it head on and, and go forward. That's what should be happening. Because you end up going back to your reality in the end. But in the classroom, it's, let me just take you away from your troubles for a second.
Well, like, as a teacher, not talking about college.
Right.
High school.
Mm-hmm.
Could you pull them out of their text messages?
What do you mean pull them out?
Could you pull them out of that life, out of that, the bullying, the she said this, she said this, group chat, Snapchat, instant message?
Well, I tried to, not always. Was I successful in some ways? Absolutely. But some ways I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the kids in front of you can do what you want them to do. But when they go home, or they walk out your classroom and go to lunch, my thing was, you're representing the choir. Just chill out. Don't get yourself suspended. Don't get yourself expelled. Don't get yourself in fights and all this kind of crazy stuff over social media that's going to take you or being away from the environment that we are trying to hold, to build. And so that oftentimes it did work. Sometimes it didn't work. Some folks are far gone. I've had students who've gone to jail. I've had students who did well in my class, but didn't do well in everybody else's class. And then when I said I was going to take away from my class, all of a sudden they started doing well in the other classes because they want to come to my class. So it's the tools whatever tools that you have at your disposal, you try to use in a healthy way to try to get them to the long-term goal. And oftentimes students sometimes don't listen to our parents. You know what I'm saying? To the parents. And so I've sat in many conferences with parents where the kid didn't listen to the parent, but they'll listen to the teacher. And that's weird. And
I mean,
and then you find a way to, because we're not therapists, we're not none of that stuff, but you try to find a way to, if at all possible, to reconnect the unit of the parent and the child by just incentives of the classroom, if that makes sense. You need to come to rehearsal, you need to, when you go home, clean up your room, go and hug your parents. I used to tell my students all the time, go hug your parents and say thank you, just because, without expectation. Just because. Because, that soften walls, that, and also spur conversation sometimes. And so you just try to find different ways. And college is a little different, but high school is like, okay, you're constantly trying to build up the students to get to college. And once you get to college, you got to build up the students to graduate and move on, you know what I'm saying? So it's different phases.
I'll say with my kid, I don't talk about Tark because he's grown and he don't care if I talk about him.
Right.
But me and you, the way that we became friends was because of Tarek.
Exactly.
Tarek had left your choir and went to Chick-fil-A. Well, he told me he was going to be with you from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. He lied. He openly admits to this day now that he lied, but he didn't then.
Okay.
He went to Chick-fil-A. A friend of mine saw him at Chick-fil-A. I thought that you were some type of a psycho who had them in choir from 3 until 9.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you what I thought because this is what he told me.
And I'm clarifying, no.
Okay, anyway.
Right.
So then I'm like, I get this call, and it's like at 7. Okay? 7 p.m. And it's this girl I'm friends with, and she goes, "You have raised the sweetest boy ever." Oh, thanks. Wait. And she's like, "I saw him at Chick-fil-A today. It's obviously not Jacoby because he was like 4.
Right.
And she said, "I saw him at Chick-fil-A today." And he was like, "Oh, how are you? Hey, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am." And she was with someone else that she was friends with. They talked. She talked about how well-mannered he was. And I was like, really? He was there at what time? That was today? Okay, thanks. And then while I'm talking to her, I'm texting him, "Today you will die, and I'm going to drive my Jeep through West Orange High School because you have messed up, young man."
Right.
And she was like, well, he was like, "What?" And I was like, "You're not at school. You were at Chick-fil-A." He's like, "I'm at school. Come drive your Jeep through the school." He literally said, "Drive your Jeep through the school."
Good for Tarek.
Really? Good for Tarek? He lied to me.
It was a good for Tarek. No,
Good for Tarek? He lied to me. He told me he was going to be with you from 3. No, sir. We ain't waiting. He said he was going to be with you from 3 to 9.
I want everyone to see this. This happened years ago.
Yeah, I'm still mad.
And she acted like it happened just 2 seconds ago.
Because, don't co-sign, he lied to my face.
This is what I want y'all
3 to 9, he said he would be with you. He made you a liar, sir. He co-signed you, sir.
I don't
He
feel
said
bad
from
about it.
You don't? You
Not at
don't? You
all.
should beat him the next time you see him. He said he was going to be with you from 3 till 9. Was he? No. He was at Chick-fil-A. He was at Chick-fil-A living his best life, eating. I've now taken it, and I'm holding the phone. That he was going to eat chicken nuggets and have some lemonade and sweet tea, little Arnold Palmer living his best life at Chick-fil-A. Well, the whole time I'm thinking he's just like eating Chick-fil-A with the choir at West Orange High School, not knowing he's perusing the town, going all over, getting Chick-fil-A with whoever. When did he tell me this? This happened in I don't know what year. But anyway, this happened when he was 17. When did he admit that he went to Chick-fil-A and that all of that happened? 19. 2 years later, he was like, "Yeah, no, totally. I saw her and I've denied it this long. I'm sorry, Mommy. I love you." He lied to my face. So what happened? I tell him I'm going to kill him. So he is my son. He is smart. He says, "I'm going to win." He has you film a video with him saying, "I'm here. I'm at this choir rehearsal. You're acting like I'm not here and I'm here." And you said, "Mama, leave this boy alone. He's here." You thought I was a crazy person thinking he wasn't there. Let me tell you something. He was not there. With what I was talking about, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. So then it becomes a banter back and forth.
Right.
I show up at the next show and we laugh when we see each other because it was me and him had this video altercation where I was like, "Let me explain something to you. He's a liar." He was at Chick-fil-A and seen by a friend of mine. She praised his politeness, but he said he was with you. He wasn't with you. He was at Chick-fil-A. And you're like, "If that's the case, that's not cool." And Tarek was like, "That's not the case." And you were like, "I think you're lying." You called him out because you knew I wasn't crazy.
It was so long ago, so I'm just going to take your word for it.
I have the video saved.
Okay.
Ask for them. I'll post them.
Why are you acting this special kind of crazy? This is
because
it's like, okay.
This is when I won. I won against Tarek. It was a good day. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is this. You were a proactive teacher.
Right.
You actually engaged.
Right.
With what is garbage. Yeah, I mean, there was some garbage going on. Tarek lied to me. Mm-hmm. You had 500 kids that you were teaching at the time. He's like, take a video with me so my mom knows I'm here. It was short.
Right.
It was bad. But you did it.
Right.
To show where you're at.
Yeah.
And then you entertained it when I was like, show him this. Mm-hmm. Or I'll pull you out, buddy. He showed you because he knew.
Right.
Mommy was crazy. And then I think you knew Mommy was crazy.
Well, it didn't bother me. I was like, okay.
No, I didn't say it bothered you. I said I think you realized at that point, I'm a proactive mother who wasn't kidding.
Yeah, that's not crazy. You know.
But I mean, no, like I'm saying you it's like, I see you're crazy and I respect it.
Yeah, like.
Be on your kid. Know what's going on. So that was a different, I do that with them all now. Like I'm doing that with Jacoby now.
Yeah.
With my little one.
You are.
And I think it's important as parents, we've got to stay on them. And at the same time, don't give them too much that they can't handle. Mm-mm. I should have had the conversation with all three, like I just did. If I'm going on a road trip with you, I've been down this road. Not do it when I'm mad and be like, I've been down this road before. You don't know. Right. And you can't tell them your 8-mile story and tell them that you've been down it without telling them the truth.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you tell them that, like, listen, drugs are not good. And you just leave it at that. If you don't say, hey, listen, I had a cousin who died of a drug overdose because they did it 2 times. Yep. And then they did it again. They didn't know. They had a reaction. They died. And I saw them, like, vomit on their own whatever. Mm-hmm. Tell your kids. Tell them the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Why you are who you are. Mm-hmm. Also let them know that you're who you are because you're a human. Yeah. The way that I have realized in the past, like 5 days, that I have gotten through to my kids is by crying. I puked once. Okay. Sometimes you cry so hard you vomit. Okay. And I've told them I love them so much. I don't want them to go through what I went through. Yeah. And then tell them what you went through. Right. The hurt that you went through. The sadness that you went through. And what, if you could, you would change. Right. Tell them.
Well, everything you're saying is basically you trying to say just be more real to your students. They need students to your children. All your students.
I mean both.
Yeah. But, just be more real. You just be more. Oftentimes we put our parents on pedestals, or our leaders, or none of us should be on pedestals. We all just live in this life trying to be the best version of ourselves. And if we mess up, you pick back up, you figure out what you did wrong, you learn from it, and then you move forward. I always sit there and say we don't get to pick our consequences. It's really true. It's absolutely true. So you just pick yourself up and then you keep on going.
I challenge you to this. And I'm going to end it on this. Yeah. Plenty of time. Going to end it on this. Let's leave people, your kids included, better off than you found them. Don't lie to them. Don't cheat on them. Don't take a friendship for granted because you can't figure your own self out. If you're going to put yourself in somebody else's life, make sure that you're adding to it and not taking from it. Leave them better than the way they were when you found them. If you can't do that, leave them alone. I mean that for your kids. I mean that for students. I mean that for coworkers. Before you interject who you are and your beliefs on a person's life, say, is this going to make them better? Will this leave them better than the way they are right now?
Right.
If not, back up and wait a minute. Think about it before you interject anything else.
But then also, you also need to talk to the audience members who have done that. They have messed up. And literally what you just not said, well, they didn't leave the person better off than they found them. Or they did, how do you get past that?
Well, if you didn't leave somebody off, or a person better off than you found them, I've done that. Okay. Listen, I feel like it could be the Trail of Tears behind me at times.
The point.
Like, what I'm saying is this. Now I got clarity.
Yeah.
I can't change before.
But my question is, what did you do? The audience member that needs to hear, I didn't hear this in time, and I need to turn it around. Mm-hmm. That audience member. Then what do you say to that person? Turn
it around.
You know what I'm saying?
Today. You can't change anything that happened in the past. The things that happened in the past and that happened to people in the past, I honestly believe they happened for a reason. People are going to show you who they are.
Yeah.
There are people who I've hurt in my past. They didn't deserve it. There's people that's hurt me. I didn't deserve it. Mm-hmm. I know they've learned from me. I've learned from those who hurt me. Mm-hmm. I choose to be a better person and not do the same things. And I can only pray for forgiveness and ask for forgiveness for those that allow me to ask for forgiveness for where I've made mistakes. Mm-hmm. And I can grant grace to those that have hurt me. Mm-hmm. But I learned a lot. And I'm just going to talk about the people who hurt me right now, not who I've hurt. Because I can only say how I felt personally. Mm-hmm. The people that have hurt me, like, honestly, it's made me learn so much about me. Mm-hmm. I found a voice.
Right.
I say things now that I never would have said before. I don't allow myself to be walked over.
Right.
I don't take no for an answer. And by that, I don't mean that in the, I'm not taking no for an answer. I win everything. No, I don't. But I won't take no for an answer as in a way I can't do it.
Right.
I'm positive in myself. I know who I am.
Right.
And when I question who I am, guess who I ask?
Who?
Me.
Yeah.
That's where I find my answer.
Right.
I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know what I'm going to be.
Right.
The people that I've hurt, if you're listening to this, sorry. Mm-hmm. Hurt people. I'm not giving myself a, what do you call it? Like a pass. I'm not saying that it's okay. Right. I'm also saying I know me though. Mm-hmm. And I am not a person who purposely goes out and hurt people. Anybody that knows me knows that. Like, that's not I'm not mean. I'm not a sociopath. I'm not on Skid Row or Death Row, whatever. But there's things to be learned from being hurt and hurting other people. Learn from it. Mm-hmm. Don't marry it.
Right.
Just because you hurt somebody, don't mean that you're a hateful, hurtful person.
Right.
And just because somebody hurt you, doesn't mean they're a hateful, hurtful person.
Right.
Like, there's one person in particular in my life. Well, three. That one male, two female. Mm-hmm. That one hurt me bad. Not because I was in love with them. Because I was literally shocked at their behavior.
Right.
That's the male. The females, same thing. Kind of literally shocked. Shocked at their behavior. Like you literally presented yourself in one way and then it was something totally different.
Yeah.
You know what they taught me?
What?
They taught me if you think you know someone, you don't.
Think again. You know, there's a saying that famous pastor T.D. Jakes preaches a sermon.
I love him.
He said nothing. He has a sermon that says nothing that you've gone through has been wasted.
Agreed.
It's nothing that you've gone through in life has been wasted. And it's another quote by someone else, Mary Ann Radmacher, and I'm probably saying it wrong, Mocker maybe. It said, courage does not always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. You don't have to be this big roar, hear me roar, loudest person in the room, let me make my statement, and sometimes that's not, because oftentimes if you draw attention to it that way, the wrong lesson is learned because people then focus on your reaction to things, not the action that caused the reaction. So sometimes silence, courage, and move on to the next thing is the best way to go.
And listen, if what I'm getting ready to say, you want me to delete, I will. I swear, I wish this was one of those things where it was a video moment. Something happened, though. Mm-hmm. And you got a message from somebody. And there's a person, anybody who knows podcasts, and they listen to podcasts, I know you don't listen to many, but I listen to like 38 a day. Like literally gets through my work day. Okay. They're all about murder. Uh-huh. But anyway, there's ongoing jokes about people listening at high speed or low speeds. Yeah. Like hitting the button on their phone. So if you don't know, if you're new to podcasts, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner as to whatever podcasting thing you have, you can listen to it at like 0.5 speed or like 3 times speed. Right. And we can all sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Right. People will do that, like high-strung people will do it to get through different information because they want to absorb the information, want to hear it, but they don't need the inflection. So, like, really high-intellect people often will listen to things like at a really high speed. Right. Or people will up the speed based off my voice. Right. Because I talk slow and country. Right. To make it more their speed, right? Someone said that they heard you speaking after they hadn't heard anything. They had their speed set at 0.5 and you hadn't talked to them for quite a minute. And they said that, what's going on with you and your podcast? You sound like you're drunk. And
I don't drink and I've never been drunk.
Okay. Yeah. From a teetotaler, the man does not drink alcohol at all. I was much more offended than you. I think. It made me mad.
It didn't make me mad. It made me feel sad for the person. Because I knew what they were really doing.
It made me mad because I knew the person. Mm-hmm. And do you really think that that's what you should say? I'll say this. Let me explain something to you.
Uh-oh. When she said, let me...
I'm getting ready to preach. Let me tell you something as somebody who grew up in a Southern Baptist church. Hear me and hear me clearly. Are you listening?
She ain't talking to me, y'all.
No, I'm not. Let me tell you something. If you're going to represent Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, please do that. Can you please quit being judgmental? Can you please quit trying to gossip? Can you please quit making up stories? Stop. 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 Because that whole little group where that came from, where that whole thing, where you're drunk. Really? Are you joking? Mm-hmm. Are you joking? I'm sorry, homie. You didn't know how to operate your iPhone. Literally. Are you joking? Let's get drama. Let's TikTok it. I'm kidding. Sort of. Because I got stories I could tell about that. But I won't. But I got them.
At the end of the day.
Listen, I'm mad.
Calm down. I was like, oh my goodness.
I know you don't care.
No, not at all. At the end of the day is I know who I am. And that's the most important thing.
I know you know. I know too. So I'll be quiet.
The beautiful thing about this right here is what makes our podcast to what it is literally the the yin and yang in terms of defending each other and so on and so forth. So I get it, but sometimes the best way that you defend stuff like that, just be successful and do what we do.
That's my silence. Because I'm going to be good. That's all I have to say about all of that. Go ahead, Jeff. Talk. End it. Start it.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do that stuff. Listen, I don't know how to do that stuff.
So, join us next week where we're going to talk about WWE. Who's the bald-headed guy?
I don't know.
The bald-headed guy that wears a leather vest?
I have no idea.
Well, I was going to talk about a wrestler, but I can't think of his name.
Okay. The Rock?
No. I know his name.
I mean, he's bald-headed. So I don't know.
I can't. What's the other? John Cena. No.
Stay tuned.
And we'll figure out who Christy's trying to think of right now. Yeah. I've literally created art.
I mean, you did.
From this guy. No, really? I literally did. Okay. No, like literally, and I can't think of his name right now. He's going like this and has on a leather vest. And jeans.
I have no idea.
White guy. Bald.
I still have
leather vest. That's all I got.
Okay, so until next time, we'll see you again.
Follow us on Instagram.
So I told you I know the ending.
It's Red and Green Colorblind. Check out our website. Facebook. I mean, I haven't been active, but listen, guys, honestly, I haven't felt very good. The holidays are coming up. Oh, wait. We left out something important. It's coming up on the holiday season. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. What happens, Jeffrey? Starting November 3rd. I don't know if it's November 23rd.
I have no idea.
What are you conducting?
Oh, different Christmas thing. So different Christmas things, UCF, OCS, some things at Disney World. So it'll be fun. We'll talk more.
Check the calendar. I'll post things as I get dates. And I know that there's a thing for UCF. I know there's Orlando Choral Society. I know that there's Disney. I know that there's, it's Christmas and you sing.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up. So actually, you can follow Orlando Choral Society at Christy Greenberg. No. At Orlando Choral Society, space, at Christy Greenberg, at Jeffrey Redding. Are you at Dr. No, you're on Instagram. You're at Dr. Jeffrey Redding.
Okay.
It's terrible. We need to fix that. But anyway, it is what it is.
Okay.
That's what it is right now. And then Red and Green. Follow us there. Website, Instagram. We really only do Instagram. Right. I'm on TikTok, Christy Greenberg. I'm funny over there. Follow me on that. Jeff, don't. But it's funny. Anyway, so see us next week. It's going to be better. We're going to have more things to... this was kind of actually good.
Yeah.
We kind of bantered.
Yeah.
And you kind of got on my nerves, and I got on your nerves. I felt like we were going to fight for a minute. It was good. Good energy.
No,
we had to shut up for a while. We had to shut up for a week and a half. We couldn't fight because neither one of us had a voice. Like, you make me mad. Oh, you know what I want to talk about, though?
What?
Next week?
What?
Pastry brushes.
Okay.
Mark it. Pastry brushes. It's going to be a thing next week. Trauma I had.
Okay.
We'll write it down.
Okay.
So, next week, we will see you on...
Red and Green.
The podcast.